Survivor Series War Games 2023 was insane, and it featured 5 amazing matches including a women's War Games match and men's War Games main event match, advertising the return of the apex predator Randy Orton. You are watching Sportmania, and here are Survivor Series 2023 highlights, winners and the surprise returns. First match of the night was the Women's War Games match between the new and improved Damage Control vs Bianca Belair, Shotzi, Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch and Damage Control's Bayley started the match, and it was an explosive start, and most of the times Becky Lynch dominated over Bayley until Dakota Kai interrupted from outside of the ring with a kendo stick, and Bayley took advantage of that over Becky Lynch. Then Shotzi entered the match with some chairs and a trash can from under the ring and attacked Bayley, and after that Becky Lynch joined Shotzi to punish Bayley. Then Damage Control's Io Sky entered the cage with a steel chain and attacked both. Then the match was dominated by Io Sky and Bayley until the entrance of none other than Bianca Belair. Bianca entered the cage and started attacking both Bayley and Io Sky using her hair as a weapon. After a while, Team Belair was standing tall until former NXT Women's Champion Kairi Sane enters with a trash can lid under the ring. Kairi Sane attacked all after entering, and once again Damage Control had the advantage. Then was the entrance of Charlotte Flair, and with her help, Team Bianca could once again dominate Damage Control for a while until Io Sky climbed to the top of the cage, taking a trash can with the help of Dakota Kai using the steel chain, and finally performing an insane top rope move into the ring with the trash can. Finally, the last member of Team Damage Control, Asuka, entered to the mix, introducing a table, causing a great reaction from the fans, who were chanting "table" since the beginning of the match. Then officially, the War Games began, and Damage Control punished Team Bianca with kendo sticks and with insane team moves. Asuka even threw mist to the face of Shotzi. Team Damage Control was dominating for a while until Charlotte Flair taking all out from top of the cage. Once again, Team Bianca was standing tall, and we could see Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair hugging and settling their differences away. Bayley was saving her teammates from getting pinned several times after this, and even sacrificed herself to a spear to save Io Sky. Finally, Bianca Belair performed a KOD on Bayley and delivered her to Becky Lynch to perform a manhandle slam from top rope onto the table, and Becky Lynch pinned Bayley to count 1, 2, 3 to secure the victory. Then there was a backstage segment between Sami Zayn and Jey Uso, Sami telling the Uso that Randy Orton is still not arrived. Jey Uso was upset since it was with his help that Randy Orton was put away nearly 2 years ago, and he thought because of this, Randy will not arrive. This segment was to build the suspense to whether Randy Orton will return or not. Next was the match for the Intercontinental Championship between the unpinned champion Gunther and the challenger Miz. At the beginning, Miz targeted the leg of Gunther using his in-ring awareness and his smart moves to weaken the champion. But Gunther is so tough and got back quickly, hitting the Miz with massive moves and dominating the match for a while as he always do. The Miz could slow down the champion once again using his smart strategy, which was targeting the leg of the champion. Miz even went low by hitting Gunther in between the legs when referee was distracted, and performed the skull-crushing finale to cover up Gunther for a pin. But Gunther was only down for a count of 2. Gunther tried a sleeper on the Miz, and Miz saved himself by sending Gunther to an exposed turnbuckle and tried to pin Gunther once again, but couldn't. Gunther stood back again and hit a massive clothesline, jumped from the top rope over to the Miz, and finally put the submission hold, the Boston Crab, over the Miz to earn a submission victory over the challenger Miz, and retained his championship to continue his dominant run as the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. Then again was a backstage segment between the Judgment Day celebrating themselves over the news of the absence of Randy Orton. Dragon Lee vs Santos Escobar. The match began with an explosive start and Santos Escobar dominated at the start of the match. After a while, Dragon Lee fought back and this was a head-to-head bout with some awesome moves. During the match, Santos Escobar even tried to remove the mask of Dragon Lee, showing his aggressive heel side. Dragon Lee tried to put down Santos Escobar with some jaw-dropping moves, but Escobar was too resilient with his new attitude. Finally, Santos Escobar put down Dragon Lee, hitting an amazing destroyer, and finally his finishing move, Phantom Driver. Escobar wins. Rhea Ripley vs Zoe Stark for the WWE Women's World Championship. Zoe Stark started the match with some aggressive moves on the champion, sending her outside the ring and taking her out for a moment by a top rope jump. Zoe Stark was so impressive that she proved her status as a worthy challenger by performing some awesome moves over Rhea Ripley. But Rhea Ripley got back up and started to punish Zoe Stark. At the end, Zoe Stark countered with a German suplex and a running knee, but couldn't put down the champion. She even tried to execute her finishing move, C360, but couldn't execute. Finally, Rhea Ripley countered with a headbutt and delivered Zoe Stark a finishing move, the Riptide, to once again stand tall as the most dominant women's world champion in the current roster. Final backstage segment before the main event. Seth Rollins, Jey Uso and Sami Zayn are worried over the absence of Randy Orton, but Cody Rhodes appeared and tried to boost their confidence by telling them to trust him. Still the suspense is there whether Orton will return or not. The main event, Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton vs the Judgment Day and Drew McIntyre. Finally started the main event. Seth Rollins and Finn Balor started the match with an explosive start. They went head to head for 5 minutes until Judgment Day team member JD McDonough enters and hitting Rollins with kendo sticks along with Finn Balor. Rollins was isolated and punished by Finn Balor and McDonough for 3 minutes. Then entered Jey Uso with a steel chair and attacked both Balor and McDonough to help his teammate Seth Rollins. Rollins joined the fight and punished Balor and McDonough with some moves. Then it was the time for the next entrance of Team Judgment Day. Drew McIntyre was so eager to enter, but team leader Priest stopped McIntyre and entered to the match prior to McIntyre. Priest entered the cage and punished Rollins and Uso with a weapon of his own. Judgment Day was in control for a while with a 3-on-2 advantage until Sami Zayn entered in with some explosive moves and a table. Sami Zayn was dominant for a while over the Judgment Day members and even found a pipe from the cage to punish them. Then entered McIntyre, who always wanted Jey Uso locked inside a cage. McIntyre was a force to reckon with, who attacked Rollins and Sami quickly with some awesome moves and finally attacked his prime target Jey Uso after that. Judgment Day was dominant now until Cody Rhodes enters. Cody Rhodes performed some moves of his own over Judgment Day members and finally pulled a bull rope from under the ring and with the help of his teammate Rollins punished Balor. Then entered Dominic Mysterio attacking members of Cody Rhodes' team, but eventually he was isolated by the team members of Cody Rhodes and Dominic Mysterio was now under the attack of them. Judgment Day saves Dominic Mysterio quickly by jumping all over the members of Rhodes' team. With 5-on-4 advantage over the opposite team, Judgment Day was dominating. Finally, it was the countdown for the entrance of Randy Orton. But Randy Orton is still not appeared. Instead, Rhea Ripley appeared with Money in the Bank briefcase since it was a perfect chance for Priest to cash in now. But to the surprise of all, it was the entrance music of none other than Randy Orton. And Randy Orton returned after nearly 2 years. Finally, the War Games officially started after the entrance of the Apex Predator, Randy Orton. Orton attacked Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough soon after he entered with some moves like vintage Randy Orton DDT. Crowd was cheering so loud. Then other team members joined Orton and performed some team moves. Randy Orton turned to Jey Uso, who with his bloodline members put Randy Orton out of action for 1.5 years. Jey Uso saved Orton from an attack of Priest, and Orton soon performed a RKO to Dominic Mysterio. Rollins stomped Priest, Cody performed Cody Cutter to Finn Balor. Sami Zayn hurled a kick to McIntyre following a Uso splash by Jey Uso. McDonough was the only one standing and tried to escape from the ring, but finally caught by Rollins and Sami, who sent McDonough from top of the cage to get delivered by a perfect RKO by Randy Orton. Finally, Rhodes performed crossroads over Priest with the assistance of Orton and pinned Damian Priest 1-2-3 for the victory. CM Punk returns. Guess whose music hit when Orton, Rollins, Jey Uso, Sami and Rhodes were celebrating their victory in the ring? It was Cult of Personality, and CM Punk appeared and the roof of the arena was nearly blown off with a cheer of fans in Chicago. This was another one of the most memorable moments in WWE. After so many years, CM Punk returned to WWE. So guys, these are the highlights, winners and surprise returns at the premium live event Survivor Series 2023. That's all for today guys. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe to Sportmania. Thank you.